for 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 neurologists. When talking about some things that make my seizures come about, or make, I guess I'll call it, the voltage in my nervous system, back, neck, get so bad that I shake to the ground, or can't properly move, or my speech gets fucked up, or stuff like that. Obviously, flashing lights, nails on the chalkboard noises, touch. For me, definitely cold, shivering. All those things seem to really do something to it. But there's one that's hard to describe, and I really should mention it to the doctor. Let's say my nervous system is acting up. So I push my body to swing a pickaxe. I can't do that without an Ativan or a drink beforehand, or a bunch of Triliptal with maybe some opiates, or who knows what the mix. I mean, those are the ones that are easy or accessible without getting proper medical treatment. But I'm trying. I'm trying to get epilepsy medication instead. But boy, doctors will give you all the drugs you want, all the addictive substances you want. Even at the age of 5, they'll give you amphetamines, benzos, opiates. But you want epilepsy medication and you want a neurological disorder treated, you want a diagnosis, tough luck. Fucking assholes. They'll drug the shit out of you. They'll get you addicted to drugs. They'll cut you open. But run a couple x-rays, spend some time with the patient, write them a diagnosis, put them on less dangerous medications that are less addictive. Oh, that's too much. That would be too difficult. Anyways, so, I mean, I'm just talking about the last 25 years of my experience with only probably 100 times that doctors have given me controlled substances, being on controlled substances during childhood as young as 7, being on controlled substances as young as 15, 16, being on controlled substances at 12, seeing them everywhere, seeing how doctors actually act, spending 25 years dealing with all different types of doctors while my mother feeds them false information and I try to feed them true information, and they try to make heads or tails of it and then drug the shit out of me. So, as far as my neurological condition goes, movement, moving or pushing my nervous system when it's severely sending out electrical discharges through my nervous system that cause spasms, muscle palpitations, seizures, and other very uncomfortable and destructive feelings, and like head injuries, falls. And when I try to push it while this stuff is going on, it makes it much worse. If I am doing very bad in the morning and I spend 4 hours pushing my nervous system and I've fallen 3 times in my own house and I only get about 3 feet and I fall to the ground, and then I push my nervous system to walk through a grocery store, I will get stuck. I will have a seizure. I will get injured. I have tested this theory out a million times already. I have done the scientific method a million times. Ambulance have seen me. Strangers have seen me. I've already hurt myself enough to know what happens if I'm stupid enough to fucking do that shit. But what happens if I'm stupid enough to not do that shit? Oh, I just have to die in the woods. I literally have to have more injuries, suffer, get hurt. So if I do, I get hurt. If I don't, I get hurt. So what I do have to do is I have to get the people responsible to work on this with me, and then that won't be the case. But no matter which way I go, I'm going to get fucked over thanks to other people's choices. I mean, I can't do anything until we get some of this bullshit cleaned up. That's the real problem. You can't go around this problem. There's no going around a mother and father like mine creating these problems and trying to clean it up in a way that's actually productive. It's just impossible. They have made a good criminal. They did. They had the money to traffic. They had the money to run to at least 5 different states. They had the money to sell houses and move out of state. They were able to make up stories. I mean, she died before I turned to be an adult when I actually seem to have rights and now people might listen to me. She dies. She passes away. Her guilt gets to her. She drinks, pills herself. I mean, don't take my word for this. Take my own mother's word. My mother told many people, including my relatives, that she thought it was okay to give extra medication as a punishment. Do you see the problem with my mother? And that's just one of hundreds of abuses I'm talking about. She actually did drug me. She admitted to it by using that statement. I just asked her straight up, did she do it? One occasion instead of using all 100. And then I asked her if she thought it was okay to give children extra medications as punishments. She said yes, and I made sure there was plenty of adult witnesses that would probably never forget this moment. And they asked me why I'm upset at my mother many times, and I told them she's doing crazy stuff. I gave them a straight up answer. I even gave them a straight up answer with an example, which my mother admitted to. Only because before I asked her the questions, I said, let me guess, you're going to lie your way out of this, right? No, I'm not, she said. And then I just asked questions and I got honest answers, and everybody was horrified. So, yeah, she thought it was okay to drug me for 15 years, do horrible things, illegal things, traffic me, neglect, poisonings, lying to doctors, lying to state officials, creating fake evidence or fake stories, basing medical treatment on fantasies and fake made up stories, drinking, pilling, stealing her children's medicine, stealing Percocet from her child, stealing old Xanax and getting, taking them. Just so much. There's just so much. I don't even want to go over it. But I'll have a neurological disorder and many, many other injuries for the rest of my life thanks to her. I've already dealt with it for 25 years on my own with very little to no medical care. I'm trying. I've tried for 11 years now. There was like a 4 year hiatus where I just tried to like do my best on staying alive in the woods. And then we have like 18, no, because you got to subtract the orphanage. So 12, 13 years of constant abuse and me speaking up about it. Meanwhile, I get trafficked to Massachusetts, to Texas, to New Mexico, to Maine, to Massachusetts. Then they just bring me on a couple trips, bring me on, oh, that's kind of fun, Hawaii. Okay, that's kind of fun, Mexico. That's kind of fun, all these places. Oh, Florida a couple times. Great, great, what fun. But I'm not seeing or getting any medical care. Nothing is happening there. My education is still failing. But I mean, I got to see the world, right? That's cool. So, where do we go from here? Oh, they moved me to Haverhill. Where do we go from here? Oh, they moved me to Lawrence. What do? They screw up Lawrence. They crash it. They screw up my Social Security. They lie. They manipulate Social Security. They commit this is a small little bit of crimes. And then I have to bail them out on that one. Well, I don't have to. I could just sign the paperwork and receive the money. But of course, they'll blame me for their crimes or their little crimes, or little court cases that would have been filed, whatever they want to call it. I don't care. I don't even care. That's why I signed off and said I'm not signing the paperwork. I'm protecting my family, my adopted father. Even though all this happened, I need answers. My mother's still alive at this time. Even though my father's stealing money, I'm still going to need to reapply for Social Security. And this is the first I'm hearing about it, too, is when I find out my father did all this and I start looking into it. The program starts talking to me about it. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So, there's a lot here. And this was only supposed to be about my nervous system and the movement, how that makes it worse. But it's hurting like a bitch right now. And whenever I'm describing my nervous system, doctors want us to ask, when did it start? What is the cause? What are the symptoms? What make it worse? What are some treatments you've tried? What type of documents? What other doctors have treated you? Why haven't we heard this before? Why haven't we read this in your file? We see that you're a crazy person. Your mother had all these, oh, you're a liar, you're a thief, this medal is stolen. Oh no, he's making up fantasies about his mother, even though it's all true. Whenever I tried to tell a doctor, my mother would just move me. Oh, it's a fantasy, and then move me to another state. Oh, it's a lie, move me to another state. Oh, even though there's lots of people seeing it, there's teachers trying to get involved, there's family members trying to get involved, there's list of pills being mixed and matched, there's ODs being described, there's doctors wanting to get involved, but I'm moved to another state. So it's not like it's just me speaking up about it. There's a lot of actions being made that are stopping people from being able to continue to help me. And that's out of my control at the age of 7.